Hey everybody, what's up? Many of you at this point in the challenge have now reached your target weight, right? So when you've hit your goal weight, what do you do next? A lot of you ask this question, it's a very common question. So we are on a chart, so you started it this way and you're coming down here. But remember, we don't only focus on weight, we also focus on things like fat percentage. So what I've got here is a decision tree to help you get to your optimal fitness and your optimal being. So it's what we call the goal manager, right? So you have you hit your goal weight? If no, stick to the program. Continue what you're doing. If you're at the end of your challenge, there's an opportunity to encore onto the next challenge, or stick with your routine and continue that. If you have hit your goal weight during the challenge, many people hit this some people extraordinarily by day 30, some by day 45, and some of you will be hitting this by day 60. Majority hit it around day 60 if their target goal was within 10% of their starting body weight. The next thing you look at if you hit your goal weight is, have you hit your fat percentage? If yes, if you've hit your fat percentage, what do you do then? What you do is you continue your resistance training to 3 to 4 days a week, and you carry on with your daily cardio. However, if you're an ectomorph, you can reduce your cardio. You can do 15 to 20 minutes of cardio a day. For an ectomorph, ideally 7 to 10 minutes of that in the morning just to get your RMR up, and then you can fit in the remaining 7 to 10 minutes across the day. If you're a mesomorph or endomorph, you'll have to continue with 30 to 40 minutes of cardio a day, and that could be as basic as walking. Now, what happens if you have not hit your fat percentage, but you have hit your goal weight? So you were going from 80 to 70, you've come down to 70, but your fat percentage, say your male, is still at 20%, and you want it to be around 14%, or you want it to be 9%. What do? A few things to do. You increase the intensity and the vigor of your cardio. So if you're doing basic cardio, you've got to move from things like walking to running. You've got to move like looking at the pace of your elliptical, increase the rate of your elliptical, read the meter, read what you're doing there, read things like your heart rate. Talking of heart rate, what you can do to increase intensity, you want to be at 70 to 80% or above of what we call your max heart rate. Now, what is your max heart rate? We speak about this in our webinars. To calculate your max heart rate is 220 minus your age. So as an example, if you're 35 years old, your max heart rate is 220 minus 35, which is 185. So we're not saying reach 185 heart rate, we're saying reach 70 to 80% of that. That comes to about 75%, about 138, 139 heart rate. You want to be basically between 130 and 150, right? Closer to 150 is your intensity. Now, do we say sustain your heart rate at that level? No, we don't. What we're saying is you want to incorporate exercises where during that exercise, the intensity pushes it to 150, and then it comes back down to around the 130, 135 range, pushes it to 150 and comes back down. So that's playing with the intensity. And you want to have that in a compressed time frame, not extended periods, right? So things you can take on are classes like HIIT, body pump. Those are very intense. They're designed around this principle. You can also take on the stair climber. If you're too used to treadmill or walking, increase intensity by putting some incline to it. Stair climber and hill runs, right? Do sprints, hill sprints up and down. And what do you do in terms of your resistance weights? Your resistance weights, if you've not hit your fat percentage, you want to keep building the muscle as well while you're doing the intense cardio. So both of them at play. Increase your resistance weights, right? And slow down the speed of your range of motion. That really increases the intensity, that focuses the muscle tear and therefore the muscle growth and muscle recovery for during this change, right? So keep up the cardio and go in more intense on your resistance weight. So that's about all that I had for you today, and what I'm going to follow in the next video, we're going to talk about 5 out of the 10 principles of variability of fitness. So I'm going to introduce to you what I call RORO, which is RORRO. So we're going to look at reversibility. This is what happens to your muscles. We're going to look at overload, how to use overload to grow muscle. We're going to look at regression. We're going to look at overtraining. What does overtraining do to your body? And we're going to look at recovery, right? What's the right recovery period that you need to allow for effective and impactful muscle growth? So see you on the next video, and that's your decision tree for now, and keep going and go towards your goals. See ya.